lean. Go chill, pop a bill. Make a scene. 50 racks, Sunday bands, off my jeans. Yeah. Yeah. Flip a bag, bring it back. Do it clean. Smoke a sack, keep a mag. Sippin' lean. Go chill, pop a pill. Make a scene. 50 racks, Sunday bands, off my jeans. Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 10 and 11 of the season 12 here of the IRC Racing League. Previous race, we saw a couple of unjustified drive-through penalties. That's why we are doing the 50% race all over again here around Silverstone. The qualifying results are the same as last week. The race will be 26 laps with the best overtaking spots into turn 3, 6 and 15. Last race we had a very exciting finish. Let's see if that's going to happen this race too. After this Silverstone race, we will have a short qualifying and a 50% race to finish the day. More information about the track coming soon. Let's have a look what the drivers are able to accomplish here in Silverstone. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the track actually because the drivers are not ready yet to start. So the track has been built, not really built. The first race ever recorded here was in 1950. It's one of the most iconic circuits, and many people like this track, especially from this league, because they're almost all British people. Yeah, as I said, 26 laps. It's going to be a very long circuit, 5.8 kilometers for only one lap, which makes the race distance 153 kilometers in total. The best quality record ever recorded was a 124.3. I don't think that has been beaten last quali session by the IRC racers. The lap record is a 127.0, and of course, Lewis Hamilton has the most race wins around this track, which is actually 8. Then, yeah, as you can see on the chart, turn 3, turn 6, and turn 15 have been marked with the eyeglasses. I'm not sure what it's called. And then we've got the country is of course England. Silverstone is in England with almost 56 million inhabitants. So I see that the drivers are ready to rumble. I'm gonna put it correctly into the screen as it seems like it's raining again. We saw that there was a raining season, a raining race actually last race too, and I think that's it's not very interesting to watch, to commentate the race on, but maybe a lot of drivers can make moves on the inside with the rainy weather. We never know. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Like last race, it was an amazing finish. I don't quite remember who was having a battle. I'm gonna search it up real quick so you guys have a little more info about what happened last race. Gonna get it up right now. I think it was with the drive-through penalties. It was very weird. So it was actually Gotards who won the race with a 3-second penalty, and then we had AZ Dog who came in second with a drive-through penalty, and You Don't Trust Me came in third. But Thames Shadow I think wasn't finished yet. Let's have a look who won the race. Oh no, I think it was Thames Shadow who won the race because of that 3-second penalty by Gotards. But today we will see the quali results from last week. which is basically, my apologies, guys. Metaxakis in first place. Then we got Samilaras, or Sami, as I should call him, in second place. And we got AZ Dog with an absolutely amazing qualifying last race in third place. And then we see MUFC Timmy, who is in fourth place, and Gotards, who is in fifth place. The strategy prediction here around Silverstone, I'm not going to show the chart because we saw it last week too, is going to be a medium hard strategy, which would be the fastest, but of course it's raining, and I do expect that every driver is onto the soft tires at the moment. Let's have a look. Everyone, soft tires, what am I saying? Intermediate tires, of course, because it's raining. But yeah, everyone is on the intermediate tires, but we saw last race that people were switching on to, I think it was soft tires or even medium tires. And I think that was why Gotards was quite far ahead in the middle of the race, because they were switching to other tires. But the track right now is still too wet, and of course dry tires are not suggested in this weather condition. So we see that all the drivers are coming into the third sector, lining up for the grid. The race start, of course, here again, this re-race of the Silverstone Grand Prix. It's going to be exciting, guys. It's going to be sick. It's going to be everything, because we will see a lot of things happening in turn 1 like last week. I hope there isn't going to be another glitch where I think 10 people got a drive-through penalty. Metaxaki seems to have a disqualification for the lineup, so that means he gets set back a few positions. Samilaras also. We see that Physico, Steve Penny, and Spidey also have a few disqualifications, so that will lead them to be a bit far back. But of course, Metaxaki is well known for his great starts, and we will see. We will have a look at Gotards if he is going to have another great start of this Silverstone Grand Prix. As it's lights out and away we go for the Silverstone Grand Prix here in Britain. We see that MUFC Timmy makes his way through the field with AZ Dog following him, and Metaxaki seems to have lost 2 positions. He's made his way back on the inside of AZ Dog, but it didn't quite work, and 3 or 4 people have overtaken him again. There seems to be a few position losses for Gotards. That's not something we see quite often. As we see in the back, there are a few crashes between, I think it was Reezy and the Ferrari driver, Mystery. So let's have a look how far they're back. Actually, they seem to be not that far away, maybe a few seconds. They can recover from that, but we're gonna see AZ Dog at the front of the pack right now, followed by MUFC Timmy. I hope he has a splendid day, because I want to see this driver again on the top of the grid when they're coming across the finish line. Because I mean, I like Timmy. I've spoken to him, I think it was after Monaco, and he seems like a great guy. He loves the competition, and yeah, as shown, he's showing some great pace. He wasn't very lucky last weekend, but right now he has found his spirit again. Second place for MUFC Timmy. He's only 7 tenths behind AZ Dog, so that's not far away. Followed by Samilaras and Metaxakis. Then there is a little gap between Bilton Matt and Gotards. Bilton Matt actually not doing that bad. He had a bad start last race, but right now he seems to find his form back again here around Silverstone, because I do think that none of the British guys want to be defeated by the Greek guys, which I wouldn't have. Well, I wouldn't like it either when someone beats me in Belgium, because I mean, some of you may know I'm from Belgium, and when I'm driving in Belgium, I always want to finish first, because I know that's my home track, and it's one of the most, well, it's one of the tracks I enjoy most. Well, it's a beautiful track, you know, but so is Silverstone, and I do think that a lot of British drivers are proud to be Britain, and then they want to win their home race. And I do think that AZ Dog right now is a British driver, so he is keeping the, how do I say it, he's keeping the British proud in the league. Built and Matt only 5 tenths behind GFO Metaxakis, and it seems like Salamaris has made a move into Maggots and Beckett's already 3 seconds for AZ Dog, and I do think there has been a little crash. It seems like there has been. It's Steve Penny, who is right now in 13th place, lost a few positions to Reezy and Double Cream Cat. But he's not far back. He's only 3 seconds. No, he's it says 1.49 minutes, but that's not really representable, as we're gonna get over the finish line in a few seconds to begin the third lap with, and we see that there's 5 people within 1 second of each other. GFO Metaxakis has put the fastest lap in, but of course not representable. It's raining weather, and I do expect there's going to be a little dry at the end of the season. Samilaras is going to make a move on the inside of AZ Dog, but this is one of, well, it's a difficult corner to overtake in. It's a very slow one. You cannot really make a dive bomb. But he doesn't even have DRS because it's not allowed in rainy weather. This is one of the corners where you are able to overtake, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna make one. Maybe it's Metaxakis. He's gonna make a move on the inside of Tsamilaras, and they're going 2 wide, maybe even 3 wide, going into I think it's Cops Corner, where Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton crashed. And is he going to make a move on the inside? He actually is, but he has to watch out that he's not going to cause damage to AZ Dog. Or maybe to himself, as Metaxakis overtook him while they were going into Maggots and Baggots. Right now, the 2 Greek guys in second and third, as we see a beautiful view from Samilaras' point of view, where Metaxakis overtook AZ Dog coming out of Maggots and Baggots. And now AZ Dog finds himself back in third place, while the Greek drivers are trying to get away from the 3 drivers behind them. Gotards has made up 1 position after lap 1, but he doesn't really have the pace. He's trying to get back to that front pack together with Physico, who has a better race than last week. But yeah, he finds his way into the second, but the drivers don't have any DRS, so it isn't going to be easy for him to get back into that group. But if he does manage to get back into that group, there are going to be a group of 7 people within 1 second. AZ Dog is leaving a little bit of space between himself and Salami Laras, and he also has that penalty, so that's going to be a little, I'm not going to say depressing, but it's going to be a little unfortunate for AZ Dog, because he has that penalty since lap 2 already. And I do think it was because of that first lap incident. Well, it's not really an incident, but he had a little touch with, I'm not quite sure who it was, but that caused him to go a little bit wide, a little bit deeper into the corner, and that might have given him 1 or 2 warnings. So that's why he already has a 3-second penalty, and he's now being followed by MUFC Timmy. Let's have a look at his camera type. I'm going to lower down the volume a bit. So yeah, MUFC Timmy right now is going to try and overtake AZ Dog, but we see that Built and Mad is coming quite close to MUFC Timmy, who's gonna make the overtake work. It seems like it's MUFC Timmy who lost quite a bit of ERS and overtake going into that corner, but he made the move work. And right now Built and Mad is gonna try and overtake MUFC Timmy. He's going to try to go around the outside, and he makes the move work. Does he? He doesn't. He was a little bit too scared to go into the power into that corner, because that's a quite difficult corner to go full power in, because you have such well, I'm not quite sure if that's the word, but you don't have much grip onto the track, as he is making the move work on the outside of MUFC Timmy. But MUFC Timmy is sticking on the inside, and let's see what that's gonna bring for the next corner, as Built and Matt is going a little bit closer. Let's have a look if MUFC Timmy is making the move work on the inside. He actually is, but Built and Matt might try and stick on the inside. I was gonna say might try the switchback, because I think going on the outside here is a little bit more beneficial, but it doesn't seem like it, as Built and Matt is still going side by side. I thought they already made the move work, but they are having a beautiful battle here in this second sector of the Silverstone Grand Prix, and it seems like Built and Matt has come across on top. And Physical has come a little bit closer, and there has been formed a little gap between AZ Dog and Sami Laras right now, 4 seconds already. So I think the two Greek drivers are working a little bit together to tow each other to the front and really try to keep those 5 drivers behind them. Built a Matt right now 3 tenths behind, so he's gonna try and make a move. MUFC Timmy has lost a few tenths to Built and Matt, and we're gonna see the first drive-through penalty for collisions. For a collision with double cream cat. So right now we're gonna see 2 or 3 drivers with a drive-through penalty. Let's have a look at the details. So GFO Metaxakis already has 3 seconds of penalties. AZ Dog already has 6. This was a weird sound. Oh, my computer is out of battery. Okay, I'm gonna plug in my computer in a few seconds. So we see that AZ Dog already has 6 seconds of penalties, Physico 3 seconds of penalties, and Roscoe has a drive-through penalty. So that's a bit unfortunate. Let's have a look at the position changes, as it seems like the top 3 haven't changed any positions. We see that Built and Matt has gained 2, which is great for his ego. I'm not quite sure. For his ego, it's quite good because I mean he has overtaken MUFC Timmy. He has overtaken Gotards. I think it was Gotards. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it was actually Gotards. So that's great for the British driver. Now we've got Physico, who's gained 1 position, and the biggest loser of the night is Roscoe actually, but he is serving his drive-through penalty. So the second biggest loser is Reese and Steve Penny, and Gotards too. But I mean, yeah, he was just unlucky with his race start. So I'm gonna do these things away again, as we see that Built and Matt is gonna make a move on the inside of AZ Dog. Is he gonna make the move stick? He isn't going to. He's trying to be as careful as possible, because I do think he already has a few penalty points and he doesn't want a few more to miss next few races, as he is trying to fight for that top position. Let's have a look at the standings real quick. Gonna get them for myself, not for you guys. So first place, we see that Sami Laras has 134 points, followed by MUFC Timmy with 133 points. So that's only 1 point difference. Tam Shadow fills up 3rd position with 124 points, and after him we see that there is Built and Matt and Gotard. So there are actually 4 people who are quite close for the drivers championship at the moment. It seems like Sami Laras has won. Well, not really. That's not really a great statement, but he has won the most points. I'll say it like that. I was gonna say won the most races, but that's not really true. But Metaxakis, Metaxikas, my apologies, but on his PlayStation name it says Metaxakis. Okay, I'm just gonna say Meta. So Meta right now is only in 6th place, but he has really shown some great performances. I think it was in Monaco where he had a great race, and now in Silverstone he finds himself in 1st place with 1.5 seconds in front of Sami Laras. AZ Dog right now P3, and Built and Matt is in P4, only 2 tenths behind AZ Dog. He lost a few tenths. MUFC Timmy 4 tenths, and we see that there's a little battling here between Hawk and Spidey Mall. And Metaxakis has put the fastest lap in now on his intermediate tires. Let's have a look if Physico is going to make a move work on Gotards. And also Spidey, who is quite close to Hawk. So we're going to have a look at those 2 drivers. Well, 4 drivers actually. Who is going to get close? It's ironically both Red Bull drivers who are trying to make a move work. But Hawk seems to hold the position, and so does Gotard. So it's gonna be some great battling here. It seems like Steve Penny has caught up a little bit on these 2 drivers who are currently battling for P8. And the back has really fallen off a little bit. It seems like Roscoe is 31 seconds behind his main competitor, Siros, also a Greek driver. So there are actually 3 GFO drivers here in the league. But I might ask Sami Laras, because I had a few good conversations with him, if I can join the league, because I'm quite interested in driving a few more leagues. I used to be good at racing. I used to be like top 1000 in each track, but I mean, I haven't driven anymore in like 3 months, and I lost all my talents, so that's not gonna happen anymore. Steve Penny right now 4 tenths behind Reezy with a 3-second penalty. Now let's have a look what Steve Penny is gonna be able to do. Is he gonna make a move on the inside? I don't think that's gonna happen. It's a good corner to overtake in, but it's quite difficult from that far back to make a dive bomb on the inside. Let's have a look what Belton Matt is gonna accomplish this race. He finds himself in P4 right now, possibly P3, with that 6-second penalty of AZ Dog. But I mean, it's always a little more beneficial to overtake your competitor already, because you might have a little, I mean, it could be that AZ Dog is gonna hold Belton Matt to force him having a battle with MUFC Timmy, and if those two collide, he's not gonna only lose 2 positions, but he's gonna um he's gonna lose 1 position. As we see Signode Mickey in the chat, Stinky Winky, he once said, that's one of my most ironical sentences I've ever made on the live stream. Stinky Winky. That's to describe someone's racing abilities. So right now, Bilton Matt isn't showing some Stinky Winky abilities. He's showing some great abilities here on the Silverstone track, as he is keeping up with AZ Dog at the moment. Let's have a look if Spidey has lost a few tenths, actually. 1.1 second he is behind right now. He hasn't lost Steve Penny yet, so he's gonna try and do that at the moment. But I do think that Steve Penny is one of the most he's consistent, but he's not showing some great pace. So he's gonna make a move here on the inside, which isn't really gonna work because you have to bring quite a bit of speed. Let's have a look what the top few drivers are gonna do. Bilton Matt right now 3 tenths, 2 tenths. He is braking late, but he isn't going to make the move work. It is across that difficult few corners, as you need to have a lot of grip to make these corners work. It seems like he found a little bit of grip. He's going off the throttle a bit, so he lost a few tenths compared to AZ Dog and MUFC Timmy, and it seems like MUFC Timmy is 2.5 tenths behind him, so he's gonna set himself up to make a move here in that second sector. Also, it's a difficult sector to overtake in, so I do suggest to make a move into turn 15. It's the 3rd last corner, 4th last if you take that swirly thing as 2 corners. But yeah, Bilton Matt right now still sticking in P4, MUFC Timmy still sticking in P5, and it seems like there are a few drivers who are getting another 3-second penalty, including Roscoe, Mystery, and it seems like Mystery really made up some places. He found himself in P15 after he didn't do qualifying last race, but right now he finds himself in P12. It's difficult making up positions here, especially when you have when you had a crash in the beginning of the race. But yeah, he made up 3 positions already, including 1 driver who crashed out. But yeah, I mean, those from P11 to P14, I don't think they're even gonna get any closer. It's gonna be difficult. This is IRC, as you can see on the top of the screen. Well, on the top of lap 11 till 26. It is in the description of the panels, actually, if you want to join the league. But it's a Thursday league, because right now it's Thursday, you know, quite obvious. But let's have a look what Bilton Matt is gonna do. He's staying behind AZ Dog for already a few laps. Reezy with another 3-second penalty, and it seems to be drying up, so I'm not quite sure when these drivers want to get into the pits to go for another set of tires. I'm gonna have a look at how many seconds the drivers are losing. We don't have anyone to compare with because nobody is going on to medium or soft tires. So built and Matt right now 2.5 tenths actually. MUFC Timmy 3.5 tenths, and I don't think anyone is close enough to set themselves up for a move. Built and Matt maybe coming out of Maggots and Baggets, as he has a bit of spare energy to use, as he's trying to use that to overtake AZ Dog on the outside this time. Is he gonna make the move stick? MUFC Timmy is making the move stick on the inside, but it doesn't seem like it has worked out. AZ Dog has gone a little bit wide, which made Built and Matt to hold back a little bit, but nothing serious has happened. So that's some nice race to race. What am I saying, guys? Wheel to wheel racing here around Silverstone, as these three drivers are actually battling for already, I think, 6 or 7 laps. So that's great to see. I see that there are a little bit of gaps between Sami Laras and AZ Dog. We see that MUFC Timmy has gained a few seconds compared to Gotards, and also Physical has fallen back a bit on Gotards. Then we've got Hawk, who is 7 seconds behind, and maybe Steve Penny is going to make a move work on the British driver right now. So it seems like we're going to have the top 3 for an interview today. And let's hope Built and Matt isn't going to be in that top 3, because he has to set up the lobby for the next race around Austria. And MUFC Timmy is going to fill his place in then, because AZ Dog has a 6-second penalty. So if MUFC Timmy isn't going to have any penalties anymore, yeah, it's going to be MUFC Timmy on the podium. So AZ Dog with another 3-second penalty. Very unfortunate. And on this sequence, I'm not sure if it's called sequence, tempo, it's going to be Gotards in front of AZ Dog, and he's really going to lose a few positions if he keeps getting penalties like this, because he already has 9 seconds of penalties. And according to my calculations, that's going to be right behind Physical, maybe even Hawk. So yeah, it's gonna be something important for AZ Dog to look out for, as we see that place 3 till place 5 are gonna get into the pits, including Gotards. AZ Dog has gone on to, let's have a look what tires they're going on, as Spidey Ma has got 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and the other drivers are going on to intermediate tires. So it seems like these tires aren't really keeping up with the, well, with the track temperature, because I mean, Silverstone is well known for a lot of my apologies, I was reading the chat. So it seems like the Silverstone circuit has really not been too good with the Pirelli tires at the moment, because last race we saw that there were a few punctures, and also in 2021, I think, no, maybe 2020, we saw that Lewis Hamilton crossed the finish line with a tire puncture. And right now I'm gonna look at the chat for a minute. The IRC and SRM links don't work. We'll send to Facebook, but there's no server link. Okay, my apologies. It has to be a messenger link, so I will send that in the future to your DMs. And the SRM server, I'm not quite sure why that doesn't work, but I'll fix it after this race. So Steve Penny right now finds himself in 6th place with 5 tenths behind Hawk, and these two are still battling with each other. So that's gonna be great for, well, for the league actually, because they're showing some great racing, and that's really attractive to other drivers who would like to join the league, as MUFC Timmy has come into the pits. Also Steve Penny finds himself into the pits, and MUFC Timmy is really losing a few positions. And let's have a look where AZ Dog and Built and Matt are right now. Are they gonna come in front of MUFC Timmy, or are they gonna come behind him? I think they're gonna come in front of him, and Gotards has really made up a few tenths compared to Built and Matt and AZ Dog. He finds himself right behind them, and he jumped MUFC Timmy with 1 position. So let's have a look what they're gonna do. Of course, Silverstone, not a very easy track to overtake. Maybe a few corners, but sector 2 is really difficult to overtake in. As we see, this corner is this one is doable. But of course, we know that there is Cop's Corner, Maggots and Baggets. And then going into third sector is a little more easy to overtake, as we see turn 15, turn 16, where you can easily make a dive bomb on the inside. But that's not really gonna work. Gotthard's sticking to his position into Cop's Corner. And it seems like he's going into Maggots and Beckett's in 7th place. They're losing a little bit of time compared to Built and Matt and AZ Dog, who are currently battling. Is he gonna have a great run out of this corner? It doesn't seem like it. He's saving his battery, and so does AZ Dog. He actually doesn't. He only has 14% left, so I think in the next few laps it's gonna be Built and Matt who is gonna make a move on the inside, or maybe even the outside in turn 15. Sami Laras, Mitaxakis have come into the pits, and it seems like Physical is the only driver who hasn't come into the pits yet. So his tires must feel great. AZ Dog is winning 1 second on his last, fastest lap. So that pit he made really made a little bit of a difference of 1 second per lap. But I mean, it's not really enough, is it? If Physical isn't going to pit anymore, and he's gonna try and stick those tires till the end of the race, or maybe till it's drying up, he might win this race. Well, no, he's not gonna win the race. Mitaxakis and Sami Laras are still very fast, but he might get into that 3rd position. Let's have a look if anyone else is gonna make a move work. It's Built and Matt, who is quite close right now. 3/10. MUFC Timmy is also quite close, and I'm not quite sure what happened to Goatdarts, but he finds himself 5 seconds behind the other drivers right now. So I think there has been a little bit of contact between himself and MUFC Timmy. MUFC Timmy was making the move work after Cop's Corner. And we see that they're going not side by side, but MUFC Timmy might try to make a move work here on this straight, as we see that AZ Dog doesn't have much ERS left, and MUFC Timmy does. He had 40 coming out of that corner. He's gonna throw his car on the outside, and he made the move work into turn 15. And this AZ Dog gonna stick his ooh, we see that. Ooh, no, Built and Matt retired from the session. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, it's actually so unfortunate. I do want him for the interview, so maybe we can get him into the commentary box. I'm not quite sure. But Physical made the pit stop work right now, but he's gonna lose a few positions. I don't think he's gonna lose a position to Steve Penny, who made the move work on Hawk. Mystery right now coming out of the pits. I think he hasn't jumped any other drivers, so it's going to be Hawk in P8, Physical P7, and Steve Penny has driven a little bit away from the other drivers. It seems like there's going to be a safety car, so I might try to get Built and Matt in for an interview, as I'm going to try and get the messenger up, and it doesn't seem like it's working really well, so so yeah, guys, it's a safety car right now, so I'm not gonna talk too much. Okay, so it's gonna be oh, I want to try something, guys. I'm gonna make a new overlay for someone I'm going to invite, but hasn't really finished the race, so I need to switch this color to another color, maybe a light blue one or something. Yeah, light blue looks good. Maybe red, because the league is red, you know. I'm gonna try and get it up right now, because it has to be the same red as the overlay, of course. So let's get it up real quick. It's taking a few minutes though, guys. Oh, I've lost his his picture. So I need to get his picture back, but he hasn't responded yet to my question of doing an interview, as it doesn't seem like we're gonna go for an interview with him, which is quite unfortunate, but it's good because I need to get his photograph back. So it's good that we're having a little break here. So you guys might be able to hear my mouse clicking, which is not really a problem, is it? Let's have a look. We need to do this away, and we need to switch this photograph with the photograph that Built and Matt had. Of course, Built and Matt, well known as the owner of the league. I'm sure you guys didn't really know about that, but of course now you know. So we're gonna get his picture removed, and we're gonna put the other picture in. So yeah, still safety car. Maybe we want to talk about the track information, as I spoke a lot already about turn 15 and turn 3, but turn 15, a beautiful corner where I think it was MUFC Timmy made the move work on Gotards. No, it was actually AZ Dog, and I'm not quite sure why AZ Dog is that far behind, but I think he made another pit stop. I might have a look at what that's gonna be. How many pit stops had they made? AZ Dog made 2 pit stops, so I'm not quite sure what the thought is behind that, but that's not really a great decision, as he lost I think it's about 6 positions. Yeah, of course, that's not really great. We're gonna get back to the track information, as I'm trying to get Built and Matt in, but it doesn't seem... Nah, he doesn't want to, unfortunately. All right, so safety car. And Metaxakis is driving extremely dangerously close to the safety car. And I've seen some leaks where they just drive into that safety car, causing another safety car, and then you just have a safety car for like 7 laps. It's quite funny. It's quite funny. It's quite annoying when you're a league owner, but as a driver, it's quite funny. Especially when it happens to you. Everyone is being mad at you and all that sort of stuff, but I mean... I'm gonna try and get Built and Matt in here, because it seems like he does want a interview. So I'm gonna get him up real quick. Trying to make the poster work first. It seems to be a little bit annoying to make it work, but I mean, it's alright, guys. If the driver's already departed, they haven't yet, so I'm just gonna wait. It doesn't seem to be working, so I'm just gonna delete this little circle. Gonna invite him over for the race, as the race is already gonna start. It seems like it. No, it doesn't seem like it. There's another lap of safety car, so I'm just gonna wait till interview. There we go. I'm gonna paste the interview in here. Oh yeah, but of course we don't need to have the layover, because we're gonna invite him during the game, as you guys will be able to see what's going to happen on track. So I'm gonna call him real quick, and I'll be back with you guys in a second. Hello? Hello, Built and Matt. Hold on, your volume is a little bit down, so I'm gonna try and get that up a little bit. It doesn't seem like that's gonna work, so you will just have to talk a little bit louder, because otherwise the league isn't... well, the stream isn't gonna be able to hear you.
Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, what tell us what happened during the race. You were doing such an amazing job of keeping MUFC Timmy behind you. It didn't seem to work well with overtaking AZ Dog into that long straight in the third sector. So yeah, tell us about your race.
I just had no straight line speed. I had the cornering grip, but no straight line speed. I was pulling away as I was coming out the corners. It was all pulling away. I was kind of in a battle. That's probably as far as I'd have got. I felt comfortable with the penalties we had. So yeah, just lost it coming off the last corner.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Did you touch any curbs there, or was it just traction which you
It
lost?
was just no traction. Yeah, spun it up under no traction. But I think we're in for a cracking last 7 laps.
Okay,
Safety
yeah.
car coming in now.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna start the race again. So I thank you very much for this interview, and I hope you're gonna do better in Austria because it
You
didn't
and me
seem to
both,
work out
matey.
in Silverstone. My apologies.
You and me both. I hope so too.
Wait, I'm confused. I didn't really hear what he was saying the last few words because he was so slow in my he was so well quiet in my headset. I will try to fix that in the future. But yeah, we're gonna start the race all over again. 6 laps still in this race, and it seems like Metaxakis has really gone away with a few seconds already. Tsamilaros is maybe holding up the other drivers, as it seems like MUFC Timmy is gonna make the move on Tsamilaros. He's 1.1 seconds behind, so that didn't really work out. Gotthard's 5 tenths behind. So yeah, maybe he's gonna make the move stick on MUFC's Timmy inside or outside. But yeah, we're gonna have a deeper look into the race, of course. So right now, Hawk is quite close to Steve Penny. Are those two guys are gonna battle again? That's gonna be the question, as it seems 3 tenths. Physical is even closer, 1 tenth. Is he gonna make the move work? Well, Physical doesn't really have to risk anything because he already has that 3 second penalty. Hawk doesn't have any penalties, so he might try to get a little closer to Hawk. Maybe pressure him to make a mistake, as we see that Gotthard's made the move on the inside of MUFC Timmy. Maybe he has a little bit more ERS than MUFC Timmy. He doesn't actually, but MUFC Timmy is trying to really, how do I say it? He's trying to spare his energy because it's still 5 laps, 6 after, no, 5. It is actually 5. 5 laps still, and you can't do much with 100% of battery, because if you drain all your battery in one straight, it's basically from 1 to 0 in a few seconds. So that's why MUFC Timmy is trying to save it and make the move on the last few laps on Gotthard's. He does have to stick on, well, in the 1 second, not really for the DRS, but for the slipstream, which is maybe a little more important than DRS here on this track. Because, I mean, DRS, it's not that strong here in the F122 game. I think it was way stronger in the 21 game, and I think they have done something about the slipstream, because right now you get way more speed when you stick in someone's slipstream than when you have the DRS. So MUFC Timu right now 5 tenths behind Gotthard's, and Gotthard's is really losing some space compared to himself and Sami Laras. Metaxakis has already made a gap of 3 seconds, so it seems like it's going to be the two Greek guys at P1 and P2, which isn't going to be very good for the British driver. They're not really making their country proud by ending in P3, which is actually the British driver. Gotthard's, maybe MUFC Timmy, it's going to depend on who's going to have the most penalties. Maybe even Steve Penny, because he's only 1.7 seconds behind right now. And maybe if those two guys in front of him have only 3 seconds, maybe even 6 seconds of penalty, he's going to end up in P3. And I think that's going to be his best finish of the season. So yeah, that's going to be a great result for Steve Penny. Hawk, 6th position. We can't forget about him. We're gonna have a look at the penalties right now. Oh, and we have to keep in mind Metaxakis as a 6-second penalty, so it's gonna be Sami Laras in P1 at the moment. MUFC Timmy, 3-second of penalty. Gotards, 3-second of penalty. And then we've got Steve Penny and Hawk, who don't really have a penalty. Physico, 6-second of penalty. And AZ Dog, a 9-second of penalty. And it seems like someone has gone, my apologies guys, off track. It seems like that's going to be Roscoe. So yeah, let's get back to the position changes. Hawk has made up 7 positions. That's absolutely a great result for the Alfa Romeo driver, who hasn't been very lucky between himself and the racing. He's always been one of the most unlucky drivers in the league. I'm not quite sure he's always caught up in an accident, as we saw that Gotards and MUFC Timmy, or was it Gotards and Steve Penny? I'm not quite sure, who have switched a little bit from positions. So yeah, let's get back to P3, as that's going to be MUFC Timmy. Gotards has lost a few tenths compared to himself and MUFC Timmy. 1.2 seconds right now, and AZ Dog still in 9th place. That pit stop wasn't really a great decision, because I mean they only made a pit stop about 7 laps before he made that pit stop, and this is going to be his 2nd pit stop, and all the other drivers already made a pit stop, so that wasn't really a great decision, because all the other drivers really have still good tires. And the degradation isn't really that hard on the intermediate tires. I think he would be able to make it work on a 1-stopper. But yeah, AZ Dog, he thought there's gonna be a safety car, gonna make it into the pits and maybe try to make the best out of it, because I think he had 9 or 12 seconds of penalties, which isn't really beneficial anymore while you're in P3. Because as you can see, all these drivers have a 3-second penalty, and then H-Dog or Hawk has no penalty, so he was gonna lose about 4 or 5 positions. So yeah, MUFC Timmy right now. Steve Penny has called a penalty, so he isn't gonna get in front of MUFC Timmy or Gotards, but Hawk is maybe gonna try and do it. He is right now 3 tenths, 5 tenths, that's 8 tenths, 2.4 seconds. So yeah, he's gonna end up in P3 if he's gonna keep on driving like this. So hey, Hawk really has to make up some positions for the standings. Actually, he finds himself almost last with only 17 points. He's maybe gonna do the calculations real quick. He is about 13th in the standings, or maybe even 10th. I'm not quite sure. The standings aren't really making sense, but Physical with a 3-second penalty, so he isn't gonna get in front of any of these drivers. MUFC Timmy is really putting on the pressure, because he doesn't want Hawk to get in front of him and steal his 3rd position, especially for that championship battle, because we see that Timmy is only separated by 1 point compared to himself, between himself and Sami Laras. So yeah, we see that Sami Laras right now is in front of MUFC Timmy, so you want to keep that distance as small as possible, and if he's gonna lose 1 position, which will basically be a difference of 3 points, that's not gonna be great for him. So I don't, well, Hawk is his teammate, so maybe they're having a little bit of a communication, as it seems like he's gonna go outside that 3 seconds. So yeah, it seems like MUFC Timmy, or maybe Hawk, is holding up themselves. Let's have a look at the penalties. Here it is. So yeah, it's gonna be 3-second penalty for MUFC Timmy. So yeah, that's not gonna be enough for Hawk to overtake him. So it's gonna, for what it's looking like right now, it's gonna be Hawk in P4, Gotards in P5. We see Steve Penny in P6 and Physical maybe in P7. Depends on what penalties these drivers will get. the last few laps. Nobody seems to be very close. Physical made the move work on Hawk. My apologies for missing that, but maybe he's gonna try and get it back. Mystery seems to be quite close to AZ Dog. Only a 4/10 difference. And AZ Dog is gonna try and make a move work on the inside of Hawk. I hope he isn't gonna be very reckless, because that might destroy Hawk's great result, as I've spoken about it in the beginning, well, a few minutes ago. Hawk is really unfortunate with a few incidents he has had, really caught up in a few unfortunate incidents, as I said already. Mystery seems to make the move work on the inside of AZ Dog right now. So let's have a look if these two are still gonna have a battle for P8. I'm not quite sure what the penalties are, but we don't have really much time to have a look at that. Mitaksaki, Steve Penny is making a move on the inside of Gotards, so that's gonna be one position less for Gotards. And that's not really great for the standings, is it? Scenario, he isn't in the game. AZ Dog is not really getting some great points, so it's gonna be Steve Penny will score quite a few points if he's gonna stick in P5. Currently is in P5 because Hawk doesn't have any penalties, but if he's gonna stick in P5, that's gonna be 10 points for him, so he will place himself right in front of Physico. But yeah, of course, we have to look at how many points Physico will get if he's gonna lose a position to Hawk, maybe to Mystery. That's gonna be a question of today. So let's have a look at MUFC Timmy, 5 seconds behind Samilaras. Samilaras gets another 3-second penalty, so we want to have a look at how many penalties everyone has. That's gonna be his first penalty, so he was actually gonna try and get closer to Metaxakis, but he wasn't really getting there. He's already outside that 6 seconds, so it's going to be a P1 for Metaxakis, a P2 for Tsamilaras. And I cannot talk much about these drivers. I'm just going to ask how their race went. And if you guys have any questions for these guys, make sure to drop them in the comment section, as I'm pretty sure you guys will have a few questions for these drivers. But yeah, this is gonna be your top 3 at the moment. Hawk seems to make a move on Physical. Roscoe with another 3-second of penalty. And yeah, maybe Physical is gonna make a move work on the inside. It does look like it. They're gonna go side by side, and Hawk is leaving quite a bit of space between himself and Physical, so that's always nice to see. Physical is gonna lose quite a few positions. He has 9 seconds of penalties, and the way Hawk is driving right now, this is not gonna look great for his 4th position, because right now he's more than 3 seconds away from Gotards, I think. And he's also getting overtaken by AZ Dog, who already has 15 seconds of penalties, and that's just an unfortunate crash in the last lap for AZ Dog. He was gonna try and make a move work on on Hawk. My apologies, guys. Hawk and AZ Dog. That's really frustrating. But yeah, Mystery seems to make the move work on Hawk, who I think got a few penalties. We couldn't look back at his penalties, but I'm not quite sure what happened there. So yeah, this is gonna be your results of today. We want to have a closer look to what happened to Hawk's penalties, because to my calculations he was gonna be in P3 or P4. I think it was gonna be P4. And then we've got Mystery, our driver of the day. So I'm gonna get these charts up real quick. We want to have a quick look to what's gonna happen, well, to what happened to Hawk, as he got a penalty, I think, for his collision with AZ Dog, but I don't think that was that serious, because that was not really a place to overtake, especially with AZ Dog having 15 seconds of penalties. So this is going to be your podium. Mitaksakis being in P1, Samilaras being in P2, and to fill the podium, it's going to be MUFC Timmy to fill the podium, as I said already. My apologies, guys. So yeah, we want to have everyone ready for the interviews. So this is gonna be your your race results of today. We will have a Austria race after this, so let's get that set up as we want to have a little break here. So we will be right back with you in a few minutes with the interviews. Be right back, guys. Okay, so here we are back with the interviews. So I'm gonna start with podium finisher MUFC Timmy. Timmy, welcome.
Hello.
You seem to be on a roll. You didn't have well, you weren't very lucky last race, I think, if I remembered well. But it seems like you have really found your form back again in Monaco, and I think it was I'm not quite sure what race it was in front of that, but it seems you really have found your form. Last race it was a little bit less, but of course today podium position. So tell us about your race.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, like you say, my form's slowly coming back into how it should be. I had a couple of bogey races, but yeah, tonight's race I had a really good start. I got into first place, and then it was like the tyres just went off. My rears just started sliding. Don't know if they're too cold. Couldn't get any temps into them or not, but yeah, I slowly started to pick it back up again. A bit of luck with Matt, obviously, caused a safety car. But yeah, I went from there and got a podium out of it, so I was happy with the points.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We're
you.
gonna switch back over to Sami Laras, as I'm saying the name correct. Sami, how are you, man?
Yes, I'm pretty good actually. Thank you. How are you?
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, well, P2, absolutely great. It seemed like you were going to get the race win here, but unfortunately you had that 3-second penalty at the end, and then you were really slowing down. Tell us about the last few laps you were driving, because I mean, I'm sure you hoped for that race win, especially now you're looking very good for the championship standings, but it seems like last race you were also letting through Metaxakis for the points. So yeah, explain us your thoughts.
The last official race was in Canada, I think, where I won, also in the red, coming from last position. So I hoped I could win today also, but that 3-second penalty killed me literally. I was pushing at the last 2-3 laps to get the fastest lap, to be sure that I get it. So unfortunately I cut 2 corners. I had also one warning from a previous lap, so this ended my hopes for the win. I pushed very hard at the last lap, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, very unfortunately. Well, thank you for coming to the commentary, as I'm gonna switch over back to first place. Congratulations on your first place.
Thank you.
Yeah, you said to me already that your race didn't really go how you wanted it to. It seems like you have caught the P1 anyway. So yeah, tell us about your race. What happened?
I was struggling at the start because I didn't start so well, but after I was trying to keep one good pace. At the end, after safety car, I was hoping penalties. I was hoping to open the distance with Tsamilaras. Tsami was pushing me, and I was struggling for a little bit. I was worried. But after when Tsami take the penalty, I breathe.
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys, and good luck here in Austria, as it seems like we are readying up for the lobby. So yeah, good luck, and we will see you maybe after this race
Why not?
for
Why not?
another
We
interview.
hope
Yeah,
so.
of course. All right, thank you guys.
Congratulations to everybody for the first race.
Perfect. Thank you.
And you're gonna send us the link for the second race.
It's all in the same
Okay.
stream. Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Bye. All right. So Metaxaki is always a nice guy. So I need to start up my not really the stream, but I unplugged my PlayStation from my computer because I'm pretty sure you guys couldn't really hear what Samilaras was saying. So I unplugged my PlayStation so you guys wouldn't be hearing the game sound. So I'm gonna get Oh, I didn't switch. I didn't switch interviews. So yeah, we had Sami Laras here. My apologies, guys. So we had Sami Laras who was talking, and then we had Metaxakis who was talking. So yeah, my apologies. You guys can see that it's still new for me to do interviews. So yeah, I'm gonna switch over to the Red Bull Ring. You guys can analyze the track already a little bit as I'm going to connect my stream backup with the PlayStation. So I'm going to lower down the desktop audio because we don't want to hear very loud PlayStation sounds. I'm gonna try and do this, and let's have a look if that worked. That actually worked, so that's great. So yeah, as we see right now, we're gonna talk about the Red Bull Ring. So we will be racing 2 races today, as we said already. It's gonna be a short qualifying and a 50% race. Yeah, it was raining in Silverstone, so that slowed down the lobby a little bit. As it seems like this is going to be a stream for another an hour and 15 minutes maybe. Yeah, the Red Bull Ring. First ever Grand Prix held was in 1970. We will do a 36 lap race. So, my apologies, guys. The circuit length is 4.3 seconds. And the race distance is 154, so a little bit more than last race, but I think this track is a little bit faster because you have so much long straights. It's going to be a 18-minute qualifying, and the most Grand Prix ever won was by Siffert, Prost, and Verstappen, as you can see on the bottom of your screen. Best overtaking opportunities: turn 1, turn 3, and turn 4. Turn 1 is a little bit risky because we all know that's only working in lap 1 when the guys are starting. Turn 3 is going to be hard braking zone, so that's always nice to overtake on the inside. And then we see turn 4 where you can overtake on the inside but also on the outside, as you will have a little bit better traction. So we're gonna switch over straight to the lobby, as I need to put my sound on. Pretty sure you guys are able to hear some sound right now, and that's always great to hear. So let's get to the qualifying, as it is a 18-minute qualifying. It's quite long. It's already 10 hours for me, 9 hours for some of you if you live in Great Britain. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna check my phone real quick since I'm already streaming for 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I will be back in a few minutes whenever the qualifying is actually starting to build up. All right, guys, am I back or am I back? I am back indeed. And we see that MUFC Timmy just put the fastest lap in on 16.3. And we see that the fastest quali record ever recorded was by Max Verstappen, I think. I'm not quite sure, with a 1:02. 1.9. And yeah, 3 drivers already put a qualifying in. It seems like the game really has done something about the speed of the cars. Because in the early days of F1 22, you could really beat the F1 21 official times. But right now, it seems like you can't anymore. So they really made the time slower. The 1.6.3 is quite fast, you know. The original... What I always did in F1 21 with time trial was a 1.3.0. I could barely get into the 1.2s. But yeah, it's always difficult to get into the 1.3s, especially in a qualifying, because your car is not really warmed up yet. You don't really have... Well, especially if you're not a qualifying merchant, you will have some troubles finding those 103s, 104s. So Belton Matt right now P2. And UFC Timmy P1, he has come into the pits, physical P3. And it seems like Metaxakis hasn't put the lap in, so we're gonna have a look at what he's gonna do. He's gonna come across that second sector line, turn 4, I think, which I was talking about earlier. It's really a corner where you can get a lot of speed, but also lose a lot of speed. Really depending on how you take that corner. If you're going from the outside to the inside to the outside, you're gonna have a lot of speed. But if you go from the inside to the outside to the inside, you really don't have much speed, which is quite obvious. As we're gonna see, Metaxaki is coming across the line with a 105.6, so he's improving compared to his main rival MUFC Timmy by 7/10. So yeah, Timmy has to put in some work. Bilton Matt right now P3 and Roscoe P7. And we saw Roscoe having a little bit of an unfortunate race last race. And he finds himself in P5 right now. He's really draining his car. Well, draining. You can't really drain a car. But he's really putting up the pressure for all the other drivers. Samilaras. It doesn't seem like this is going to be a strong track for the Greek driver. Build Matt in P2 right now. MUFC Timmy in P3. He is on a night lap right now, so he's letting all the drivers through. And yeah. I'm a little thirsty. Oh, all this talking, guys. So. Yellow flag in sector 3, and it seems like Godards is coming into the pits. Okay, so MUFC Timmy, it just said he was on a outlap. It doesn't seem like he is on an outlap anymore, so he's gonna come across that line, and it doesn't seem like he has put any lap in. I'm gonna get the telemetry up real quick, so we want to see what he's doing. He's gonna pass the McLaren driver right now, who's going quite slow. That was dangerous by Godards, I think it was. No, it wasn't Godards, it was Siros, and that might have costed Timmy a few tens, maybe a few hundreds, because he had to avoid the McLaren driver right there. So he's gonna come across turn 4 right now. As I said, he's going quite close to the curb. But yeah, the thing is, the closer you go to the curb, the less speed you take with your car. But also when you go a little bit further from the curb, I mean aggressively further, you don't have much speed either, so it's really guessing where you are taking that corner. You really have to leave a few centimeters, I think it's a few inches for the Americans and the rest, a few centimeters between yourself and the and the curb to really have that much benefit from the corner, basically. So right now MUFC Timmy has made up two tenths on his previous time. It doesn't seem to be enough. Maybe I mean, maybe for the competition, if the competition is going to improve their time, Timmy might have benefited a little bit from these 210s, and it seems like Mystery is back in the game. He wasn't there previous week because I think he had a thingy going on, and right now his internet's playing with him, but it seems like things are working back again. He finds himself in P5, and he started the Silverstone Grand Prix 2.0. He started it from P15 or P16, I think, and right now he is P5. And I think he finished the Silverstone Grand Prix in position, I think it was 7 or 6, which was absolutely great. So and physical right now, P6. Roscoe, P7. He's doing an amazing job. Spidey Mao. I'm not quite sure who was the teammate of physical before Spidey Mao, because I think Spidey Mao is one of the newer drivers. Let's have a look. Physical. It doesn't seem like that's showing anywhere. And New Life isn't really doing any races anymore. New Life still hasn't scored any points. And I need to get my friend into this lobby because I mean I signed him up already. His name is Kostas. He is also a Greek driver, so I'm secretly making this a Greek league. A lot of Greek drivers actually in the world, and it seems like the countries where you're not expecting too much drivers from really have a lot of drivers. I mean, you have countries like Greece, you have countries like South Africa who are really showing, well, they are really having fast drivers. You're also having leagues from well, drivers from Germany, and I haven't seen any league from Germany, but these German drivers are really fast. Godards, whoa, Godards P3, this is amazing. We haven't seen Godards putting in some great quality results yet, and he right now he finds himself in P3, so he's really putting in that steam train engine in his car, and yeah, he's showing some great pace right now. He also showed some great pace few minutes ago in the Silverstone race. I'm not quite sure what position he ended up with, but I mean, he was having some great battles with Built and Matt, one of the fastest drivers in the league. I mean, of course he's one of the fastest drivers. He's fucking fourth in the standings. But yeah, I mean, you can also be behind the standings and not be fast. You know, the thing is, drivers like, you know, Godards is a great example. I wouldn't call Godards one of the fastest drivers, but he just shows some great consistency. That's all it takes basically in racing. You see, you have Max Verstappen compared to Leclerc. Let's say Leclerc, well, here's the hypothetical idea behind that. Leclerc isn't, no, I'm gonna use Sainz. He's less consistent. So let's say Sainz versus Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen sometimes, well, Max Verstappen is actually not a great result, well, a thing, because he is consistently P1. Who are we using? George Russell. George Russell, in my opinion, is not a fast driver. He is just extremely consistent. Extremely consistent. Lewis Hamilton, also very consistent. But George Russell is a great example of consistency. And he is just getting those points by not getting into any incidents and by not taking any risks, and that's bringing him points. And that's something Godards, in my opinion, is doing. He's showing some decent qualifying pace. And we see Steve Penny here right now, who is going quite slow into the pits, as I'm not really showing anything interesting. Yeah, so Godards, really consistent. He is semi-fast in qualifying. He is semi-fast in race, but just finishing every single race he is driving, guys. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I think we might be leaning towards 2 hours and a half to finish this race. We're gonna have, how many minutes are we racing? It's gonna be 36 laps. So let's do the calculations real quick. 1 minute is around 60 seconds. Let's say we do 1 minute 10 per round. 1 minute 10. It's 36 laps. That's gonna be like 1 hour somewhere there, including qualifying, including pits and safety cars, because I do think there's gonna be a few safety cars here around Austria. Maybe I can try to put the volume a bit up. Maybe that's it's gonna be a little too loud. Yeah, this is good. So yeah, quite a few people going slow. Seems like Mystery has gotten the second fastest lap. I'm UFC Timmy right now, P5. Gotthard's P4. Built a Matt P6, so I do think there's still gonna be a few drivers coming out of the pits. Temp Shadow isn't really... What is Temp Shadow doing, guys? He's not really into his form. He showed some great results in Monaco. And I need to think about what races they did. I think Spain, where they did quite a few good laps. And right now, he is P14 in qualifying. My apologies for that sound, guys. He's P14 in qualifying. And I do expect way more for him, because he's usually into that top 3, top 5. And right now it's just not working. Double Cream Cat, his teammate, is even in front of him, and I don't think he has scored any points yet. He has scored 2 points. So yeah, Mitaksaki is going quite slow there, and he's gonna let Sami Laras through. And Sami Laras does take the curb there, which I don't suggest, because you lose quite a bit of time. Quite a bit of speed, actually. He's gonna come across this difficult section, and if you go too hard on the power, this happens. Especially when you have no traction control, you're really losing your car. And as we could see, I think it was Roscoe who made a little spinner there. Sami Laras, is he gonna come across the oh my days, I was really speaking with a Dutch accent. Gonna come across. So yeah, Sami Laras hasn't really improved this time. And it is gonna be looking out for Gotthard's right now as he comes across the last corner. Is he gonna come across the finish line? He actually is. And it's weird. He does not improve his time, because I think it was an outlap. Yeah, physical right now, P9. Is he gonna do a little bit better than what he did last race, where he had a few penalties actually, which cost him a few points. I think he finished P8 or something, P6 maybe. And it seems like Gotthard's is holding up, so he's not gonna try to go for another lap. And I think that's his position settled in, as we do see that there are still a lot of drivers going for another lap. Bilton Matt is gonna come across the line, 106.9, and I do think he's gonna try to go for another lap. He's taking this corner quite beautifully. I don't think he crossed track limits there. He's gonna come across turn 3, hard braking zone, and very, very good for overtaking opportunities. Because I mean, you just dive your car into their inside, and they have to go to the side, because I mean, you are next to them, right in front of that corner. So yeah, they have to leave room, and otherwise they have sidepod damage. It's as easy as that. Build a mat right now. Coming across this little, I don't know what it looks like something, and I can't explain what it is. Like a bone, like the outside, well, the outer thing of a bone. It looks a bit like that, so I'm gonna call it the bone turns from now on. Built in Matt right now, coming across the last 2 corners. Is he gonna come across? No, that was very close, guys. He's gonna get one position. So yeah, Godards right now, he's still doing another lap. So I think Built to Matt really lost a little bit of the time into the first sector, because he had the fastest second, the fastest third sector, and it seems like he has lost 6 tenths compared to Metaxakis in the first sector. So let's have a look what Godards is going to do. He's going to come across the line. He invalidated this lap. So the only drivers who are still on track are Spidey Mao and MUFC Timmy. So right now into the bone corners, we see that there is MUFC Timmy, and he's really keeping it nice on track, taking all those track well, the, how do I say it, I'm not quite sure. He's going off track to take the most speed out of it. Temp Shadow finds himself in P14 right now, and MUFC Timmy places himself onto the podium, I mean qualifying podium, as he is taking away P3 from Tamilaras. And that means that this qualifying has finished. So it's gonna be P1 for Metaxakis, another podium, well, another P1 for the Greek driver that we saw Mystery being in P2, and right now MUFC Timmy being in P3. I'm gonna lower down the volume a bit, because I mean, it's always quite loud whenever it switches over to car. So I'm gonna talk about the strategy a little bit here around Austria. In my opinion, medium hards, and this is why. The F122 game is not realistic regarding tire temperatures and tire degradation. So the best you could do is just take the stint where you have the most tire temperature, tire alive, and that's gonna be medium hards. Of course, no two-stopper, because that's just stupid. But a medium hard strategy is the best, because I mean, once your tires don't really have much life in them anymore, they're getting slippery, and the more slippery they get, the more crashes you're gonna get. That's the same in Saudi Arabia. Your tires are dying after 2 laps, you're slipping, you're crashing into the wall, and that's what's happening in Austria too. So take the medium hard strategy if you think that's gonna work. If you think there's gonna be a late safety car, try to go from hard to softs, or hard mediums, that doesn't really matter. And if you think there's an early safety car, maybe try to go onto the soft tire and then go to the hard tires at the end. But again, I don't suggest to go onto the soft tires, because I mean, it's getting slippery and you don't know when there's a safety car coming, so it's a big risk. You do have the most speed though. You have a lot of speed on those soft tires. I think it's a difference by what, like 8 tenths or something. So yeah, that's really showing what the tire does, but it doesn't show what it's doing after 3 or 4 or 5 laps. I'm not quite sure how far you can drive with the soft tires. So let's see what all these drivers are on right now. So I'm gonna get the tires up right now. A lot of drivers on medium tires, and it seems like only one driver, of course, Bilton Matt. We saw him make a lot of interesting decisions already tire-wise, is on the soft tires right now, and then another driver, Temp Shadow, is on the hard tires right now. So it's gonna be 2 drivers on different tire compounds, and then we have all the other drivers on medium tires. So we're gonna have the position changes up here, as we want to have a look at who is gonna have a great a great race start. So I'm gonna check my phone real quick. Right, guys, so everyone is lining up. Seems like the tire suggestion was a medium hard strategy, which I suggest too. And we see Mystery. You know, that's something Mystery has done already a few times this season. Just slow down the whole pack, and then Mitaksakis' tires are really not great, because I mean, the longer you stand still, the more your tires cool down, and I think that's what Mystery is trying to do. As it seems like he is doing a great job at lining up his car. Physico is disqualified from the session. Roscoe is disqualified from the session. No Cream Cat too, so that's going to be great for Tem Shadow, who is right now onto the hard tires. So he will have a little bit of an advantage compared to Double Cream Cat. Mitaksakis right now P1, Mystery P2, MUFC Team P3 as it slides out. And away we go here for the Austrian Grand Prix. Mitaksakis doesn't have a great start. It seems like MUFC Timmy has gone on the outside. And Mystery had a little bit of an incident with Mitaksakis, nothing too big. As we see, there is a yellow flag. And Sami Laras has lost a few positions. Mystery is going to try and make a move on the inside as Mitaksakis has taken out MUFC Timmy. I'm not sure what's happening here, as it seems like Gotards is having a little bit of a battle with Bilton Matt. So this is a very chaotic start of the race, actually, because we saw that Mitaksakis just missed his braking point right there. He shoved MUFC Timmy off track, and we see that Mystery right now is in P1, Gotards P3 with a great start. He gained 3 positions. Spidey Maw has gained 4 positions, and he is making his way through the field as he's trying to set himself up for an overtake on Bilton Matt. Sami Laras is making a move on MUFC Timmy, and I do think that MUFC Timmy has a little bit of damage. And I can't imagine that Mitaksakis doesn't have any damage. He finds himself in the barrier there. Very unfortunate for the Greek driver. And I do expect him not to be on the interview today. So Gotards right now P2. And it seems like the time slots have fucked up a little bit. As they're saying that Gotards is 1.8 minutes behind Mystery. Of course, that's not really true. A lot of drivers coming into the pits, including Roscoe and Hawk. And yeah, a lot of drivers are making moves. Sami Laras right now P6. Is he gonna make a move on the inside of MUFC Timmy? It doesn't look like it. Steve Penny is making himself up for a move, and he is not making it work. Sami Laras is gonna make a very wide line coming out of that corner, actually. And Steve Penny has taken it a little bit better as they're coming across the bone turns here. Bone turns because the turns make a bone. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I think there's gonna be a overtake happening here for P3 between Spidey Maw and Bilton Matt. And let's see if they're gonna yeah, that things are gonna work again. So that's always great. Gotards 6 tenths behind, Bilton Matt 7 tenths behind, and maybe Spidey is gonna make a move work on Bilton Matt. Turn 3, as I said, easily dive bombing going into that corner, which I think Mitaksakis tried but didn't really make it work as he shoved MUFC Timmy off track. MUFC Timmy already back in P5 as Steve Penny is making some moves work. Tem Shadow is making a move work on Physical right now. So that's great to see. He already made up 6 positions, so he's gonna be your driver of today. Well, it's only lap 3, of course, so that's not really representable. But he's getting closer and closer. He's on the hard tires too, so he's going to be a little bit faster at the end of the race, because he will switch over to medium or soft tires. So let's have a look who is close to the other drivers. It's going to be Spidey Maw, who is the closest to Bilton Matt at the moment. 5 tenths behind him, and it's especially difficult in this third sector to overtake because you have so much dirty air. As you can see there on the wing, you have a lot of dirty air. And yeah, this is sector 1 though. But of course, Sector 3 quite difficult to overtake in. MUFC Timmy is leaving a little bit of space between himself and Samilaras, so Samilaras is not really showing some great pace here around Austria, as he lost a few positions already, and at the beginning of the race he even lost more. There's a yellow flag into Sector 1, I think it was, not really sure, I didn't have a great look at that. But Built and Matt, Gotards made the move work on Built and Matt a few laps ago, but is Spidey Maw gonna make the same move work? I don't think he is. Gotards is really gonna set himself up for a move on Mystery, I think. He's getting closer as we see that there's a Red Bull spinning out. As I said, this is a very easy track to lose your car on, especially on the lower lifetime tires, which Spidey Maw is on right now. And I wonder, the driver who was on soft tires, it was Built and Matt actually, isn't really keeping up with Gotards compared on what tire he is on and Gotards. So yeah, that's not really great, because that means he is not showing that much speed, especially since he is on soft tires. But I think those soft tires are already slowing down a little bit, because I mean, he is on soft tires, he is not keeping up with Gotards, he is losing some time. Well, he was losing time to Spidey Maw, but right now we see MUFC Timmy, so we're gonna have a look at his time compared to Built and Matt. 1.5 seconds right now. So yeah, Built and Matt is keeping the pace up, but that's not really illogical because he's on the soft tires. So right now 7/10 behind Gotards, and Gotards is not really getting any closer to Mystery. So let's get here to Metaxakis as he finds himself right behind Physico, only 2/10. And in this few corners, if you're too close, you have dirty air. And he's gonna try and make the move work into the second last corner. Is he gonna make it work though? That's gonna be the question. He does actually. Physico is gonna try and make a switchback work, but that didn't really pay out. So Metaxakis right now in P7, he made the move work as he is trying to build himself back up the grid. Oh, climb up, you can also use climb up. So he is on the main, well, I call it main straight, you know why? It's because it's the longest straight, you have DRS, and in the start finish straight you don't really have that long of a distance to make the overtake work. I'm Shadow being in P6 right now, and there is a yellow flag, and I think that's gonna be Siros, as he is trying to get back on track, but he doesn't really have that much traction on the car, as I really don't like this livery, guys, from Ferrari. Ferrari should be red, you know, and they also have the little suits which are yellow. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, Ferrari is red, you know. Ferrari is red. You're not gonna say, oh, what color are you thinking of when we say Ferrari? Nobody is gonna say yellow. Everyone is gonna say red, because obviously red is the color of Ferrari. You're not saying Porsche is red. You're not saying Mercedes is red. What you do say is that Mystery finds himself in the barrier. That's not really great, because he was driving such an amazing race, but he had a great qualifying too. But I think the pressure built up, and it seems like there's gonna be a safety car, so we're gonna take a little break as we're gonna wait till the drivers are back again. And I think Built and Matt is gonna make a pit stop right now, and himself on the soft tires. Good strategy, in my opinion. Mystery ignoring a yellow flag, 5-second penalty which he received. I don't think where he could. My apologies, guys. It's getting quite late. I don't think that was deserved, but you know, we didn't have a look at the footage, so my apologies, Mystery, if you needed that from the stream. So right now, Gotards is coming in. He actually isn't. Built and Matt is coming in, I think. He is actually coming in because his soft tires are already dying a little bit. And now I'm thinking, what tire should he go on? In my opinion, it's gonna be hards. He is going on to the mediums. That's an interesting strategy. Physical right now also coming into the pits. I wonder what tire he is going on. He's going on to the Soft tires. And Mystery is coming in for... No, wait. Hard tires. Mystery is coming in for the hard tires. Okay, that's a little bit more logical. As we see that Marisi also came into the pits for hard tires. So yeah, we see a lot of medium tire runners at the front, physical onto the soft tires. Quite an interesting strategy. As we're gonna have a little break, so I'll be right back in a few seconds once the safety car is into the pits. Alright guys, my apologies for the little break. I'm getting quite tired. I've already been streaming for like 1 hour and 45 minutes, but I expect myself to be here for another 30 minutes. So yeah, that's why I took a little break. Safety car in this lap, so that's absolutely amazing. As the drivers are lining up right now. Gotthard's already leaving a little bit of space between himself and the safety car. And did anyone else make a pit stop? It doesn't look like it. Tem Shadow finds himself in P4 right now. So I do expect he's going to have a great result at the end of the race, because he is also on hard tires at the moment. MUFC Timmy find himself in P2. Gotthard's P1 and Samilaras P3 after a very interesting start of the race. Gotthard's right now. He has got a little warning there coming out of that corner, I think, but he already has 5 tenths between himself and MUFC Timmy. Samilaras couldn't really keep up with the race start, as it seems like he is already 1 second behind. And Samilaras, is he gonna get overtaken by anyone? he's having a little bit of a battle between himself and Hawk. And I think Hawk should have gone to the side there, as I think that the drivers have been told that they should go to the side once they're getting overtaken. And we're missing the overtake here, guys. My apologies. MUFC Timmy has made the move work on Gotards. And it seems like MUFC Timmy is really driving away. Gotards really finding a speed into that corner. As it seems like both drivers are really well matched, a very good matchup for each other. Sami Laras is coming a little bit closer. Let's see if we're gonna have an overtake here. It seems like Physico is coming quite close to Double Cream Cat, but he is on the soft tires, so he's gonna make the move stick on the inside there. Double Cream Cat had to go a little bit wide. Damn Shadow isn't really losing many positions, despite him being on the hard tires, as he is coming a little bit closer to Metaxakis. Metaxakis is already P4, so that's great, but we also have a lot of drivers who already came into the pits, including Built and Matt, including Physico, and including Mystery. So Metaxakis has made the move work on Sami Laras, Physico with a 3-second time penalty, and Gotards finds himself just overtaken by Metaxakis, so MUFC Timmy already has made a gap of 1.6 seconds. As I need to sneeze, so I will be back in a few seconds. Alright, I'm back. Metaxakis right now really making up some ground. He is already almost within 1 second of MUFC Timmy, and it seems like the DRS is enabled, so that's great news for the Greek driver. And Gotards is really sticking up. Well, really sticking behind Metaxakis. He's really sticking in that 1 second. And Giafot Sami Laras is coming close to Gotards. So Shadow almost made the move work into that corner. My apologies for the delay. I was having a little bite of something. Sami Laras 5/10 behind Gotthard, so yeah, it's really not far from each other, but the moves are just not there. Hawk is not really going to the side for all the other drivers, but maybe he has lost connection to the lobby, we don't know. And then the AI is driving, and of course the AI isn't going to let you through. UFC Timmy has caught the 5-second penalty. He came into the pits and he was just speeding in the pit lane, so that's very unfortunate for the British driver, but he will not be getting that into the pits. He's going onto the soft tires. Very interesting strategy. He does expect that there's going to be another safety car between this and like 7 laps maybe. Steve Penny has made the move work on well, he has not made the move work. He lost the move on Built and Matt, as Built and Matt has a little bit of a more fresher tires. Physico is coming very close to Steve Penny as he is having the soft tires. My apologies, the soft tires on, and he is bringing mystery to Steve Penny basically. Steve Penny on 13 lap old mediums, Mystery on 6 lap old hards, so I do think there's a big chance that Mystery has made up for his little mistake by going on to the hard tires, because right now if there isn't any safety car anymore, he's going to try and extend those hard tires till the end, and then he's basically, in my opinion, winning the race, because Built and Matt isn't going to stretch those medium tires till the end. And I don't think that any of these other drivers have pitted already, so they all have to pit one more time. Physico, you know what the thing is, there's gonna be 3 situations and 3 drivers are gonna benefit from each situation. Well, one driver is going to benefit from one situation, and one driver is going to benefit from another situation. As we see that Sami Laras was there on the side of the road, so I'm not quite sure what happened with him. but maybe he just doesn't want to come into the interview. So yeah, 3 situations. There's going to be no safety car, and then Mystery is going to benefit from that. There's going to be an early safety car, and then Physical is going to benefit from that, and basically all the other drivers, if they are not coming into the pits yet. And then the third situation is there's going to be a late safety car, and then Built and Matt is going to benefit from that, and also Time Shadow. I think Time Shadow is going to benefit the most out of that. Steve Penny is coming into the pits. Physical has gained 1 position. And Mystery is coming close to Physical right now. He's within 1 second, and it's really annoying for Mystery right now to see Hawk driving in front of him. MUFC Timmy just scored the fastest lap, as Mystery doesn't really know where to find his braking point right now with the Alfa Romeo driver right in front of him. So I'm not quite sure what happened between himself and Hawk. What happened between Hawk and himself. Well, I'm not sure how to formulate this. But what happened with him, because I mean, he finds himself 1 lap behind with only 16 laps driven already. So Mystery is coming quite close to Physical right now, only 2 tenths behind. So it's going to be very exciting to see what's going to happen. I think Physical has scored a little warning right there, going wide into the bone corners. And it seems like Goathards has come into the pits. So Thames Shadow is going to make up a position. Built and Matt is going to make up a position. And quite a few people are going to make up a position. And it seems like Goathards hasn't really thought about... well, he has thought about when he wanted to pits. But I mean, 16 laps, that's going to be 20 more laps for him to drive on these hard tires. And you really have to think, didn't you do too much tire time on these medium tires, as we see that Siros is not keeping his car on track there in turn 1. He might have touched the inside curb, and then you're easily losing your car. So MUFC Timmy finds himself in P9 right now, and I'm not quite sure what his thought was on going on the soft tires. Physical seems to be holding up on his soft tires right now, 9 laps, but I don't expect him to go 20 more laps on these soft tires, so I think he will be going on to the medium tire. Not really suggested, but I mean, it's possible. Roscoe was not able to keep his car on track, and Physical just received a 3-second penalty. And we're gonna have a look at Metaxakis right now, who has spun, unfortunately. I think it's the same corner that Siros has spun. And Metaxakis right now losing some positions. I think it's also because of his tire temperatures and maybe the tire quality he's having right now, because they're already on 17 lap old mediums. And I think here's the thing, if you extend your medium tires as much as possible, you might be able to go onto soft tires after that medium tire stint. So yeah, Mystery right now, it's gonna be a question if he's going to end on these tires, or maybe a late safety car, and then he's not going on the soft tires because he has just crashed out of the lobby, out of the race, to say it better. Built and Matt right now, P1. And I do think there's gonna be a lot of drivers who will come into the pits. Built and Matt, who will be going on to maybe medium tires. I do expect him to go on to medium tires, and all the other drivers are coming into the pits for medium tires too. Built the Matt's going on to hard tires, so maybe Time Shadow is going on to medium tires, and that's going to be beneficial for him. Metaxakis is also coming on to hard tires, as he hasn't pitted for any other tire yet, so he can go on another set of medium tires. Sami Laras is also into the pits, and the only driver who isn't in the pits is Goathards right now, and he really made up, and he didn't really made up a few positions because he had to go a bit slower under safety car. And we're almost halfway through the race, and I'm gonna take a little break as it is safety car right now. So I will be right back in a few seconds, and then I will be able to talk about the standings. I am confused, guys. Reezy P1? How did this happen? I think he has been one of the only drivers who haven't come into the pits yet. And I don't think Physico has made a great decision to go onto the medium tires after that much laps, as I did expect him to go onto the hard tires. But there are a lot of other drivers who are currently onto the hard tires. Tam Shadow is the only driver into the top 6 who is on medium tires, and the only driver into the top 13 with the fastest tires at the moment, because I mean he's the only one who has medium tires with only 1 lap driven. Now we've got Physical, who's already done 8 laps on these medium tires, so I think he's gonna lose a few positions. It would have been better for him to go onto the hard tires, but he didn't. And now we see Hawk, who is already behind 1 lap, so yeah, very unfortunate for him, but it is what it is, you know. Belton Matt right now in P2. Great. He was onto the soft tires at the beginning of the race. He switched onto medium tires, and right now he finds himself with hard tires on his car. I was wondering, wouldn't it have been better for him to go onto medium tires? Because I mean, you have 2 stints of medium tires, and I don't think he knew that. Maybe he does, but depends on what tire you used in qualifying. Safety car is in this lap, so everyone is going to make a little bit of different distance from themselves compared to the safety car. So that's going to be interesting to see what what this restart is going to bring, because I mean, there's going to be carnage into turn 1. That's always the case here around Austria, and I do think that I'm going to make a prediction. I think Dem Shadow and Metaxakis are gonna have a collision, and that's gonna be the commentator's curse. Maybe Reezy also losing a little bit of traction, as he is going to go already made up to 8 tenths, and Dem Shadow is gonna make a move on the inside of Bilton Matt. It doesn't seem like it. Let's have a look who is gonna have a collision. It doesn't seem like anyone. Maybe it's Sami Laras has a little bit of a collision with someone. I didn't really have a look who it was, but I just got a notification, so that's why I was a little bit distracted. MUFC Timmy is going to make a move on Physical right now. He's going to go on the inside of turn 4. Is he going to make the move stick? He actually is, so he will gladly take P6, as he's going to try and hunt for Gotards at the moment. And then we've got Metaxakis being in P4. He's going to try and make a move on Bilton Matt, and both drivers are currently on the same tire compound, so that's going to give some great fireworks at the end of the race. It depends who will be the best driver with those tires. So right now Metaxakis already made the move on the inside, and Bilton Matt just said, here you go, just go. And yeah, he's already 5 tenths behind, so I don't think he's gonna get any closer, as the drivers don't have DRS yet. Tam Shadow is going to make a move. Ooh, that's very dangerous from Urizi. He was going wide to close the door on Tam Shadow, but he was already there. So he gave him a little tap to make sure Reezy knew where he was. And someone is losing some positions, and it seems like it's MUFC Timmy, as he had a little bit of a an incident with Physical. Not sure what happened there, but I mean, Austria is always a track where you're having a lot of incidents, especially because the corners are so easy that you're thinking it's too easy to overtake in them. Metaxakis is going to make a move on Reezy right now, And I think that's also because he has way better tires. Risi is gonna close the door on Metaxakis, and Metaxakis is not gonna benefit from that, which he did do on the overtake with Built and Matt. So the DRS is enabled right now. Metaxakis just has to stick behind Risi actually, because then he has the ERS on this straight, and Risi lost traction there, so he finds himself into the barrier, unfortunately. Let's have a look what Built and Matt is gonna do. He's right behind Metaxakis. He has the DRS, and maybe he's gonna make the move work here on the second straight of the lap. He is a little bit too far away. He's 1 second behind. Ciro's retired from the session, and there is another safety car, so that's going to be your third safety car here in Austria, as we are across the 2 hour point of the stream, and there's still 12 laps to go, so that's going to be another 15 to 20 minutes to talk about this race. So we will be back after the safety car, guys, as I'm going to check out something real quick. Alright guys, that was gonna be enough for my little break. Let's have a look at the standings right now, since there's still a safety car. So right now, this is what the standings look like, but you do have to take the points from last race. These are not included into this standings. So right now we see that Samilaros is in P1. And I think Samilaras has not won the race, but he came in second, so he will take a bit of a lead compared to, well, between himself and MUFC Timmy. I think Timmy was third, so that was gonna be 3 points difference, maybe 4 with the fastest lap. I'm not quite sure who had the fastest lap. That's gonna be 4 points difference maybe with the fastest lap. Then we've got Temp Shadow, who I think didn't score any points. Built and Matt, who didn't score any points either. So it was gonna be Gotards and Metaxakis, who were coming a little bit closer to the top 3, top 4. But yeah, I mean, if Gotards scores some great points and Built and Matt doesn't this race, you're gonna have a great fight for P3, P4 actually, because Temp Shadow right now finds himself in P1. As he has the medium tire compound. So we're gonna have a look at the front, as we're gonna have Temp Shadow coming across the start finish line, as he has a great start, and Metaxakis didn't really have a look when Temp Shadow was gonna start, and he finds himself already 9 tenths behind. So He's not going to benefit from the DRS because that has not been enabled yet. 1.2 seconds behind. Plus, he is on hard tires, so he's even going to lose more time. Wilton Matt right now finds himself in P3. Gotards is going to try and make a move into turn 3, but that didn't really happen. Maybe they're going to use some ERS. Let's get the timetable up. What's it called? The lap data in the telemetry. Yeah, that was it. A lot of drivers came into the pits for soft tires. Not sure what the thought was behind that, because it's still 9 laps to go, but you won't have enough time to overtake everyone. And let's have a look. GFO Samilaras in P5, Gotards in P4. So the thing is Gotards gonna have a lot of risky overtakes, or is he not? Because he cannot lose too much points between himself and Samilaras, but he does have to make the overtake work on Bilton Matt to score some points between himself and the gap between himself and Bilton Matt has to become a little bit smaller, so that's why he has to overtake Bilton Matt, who is right now 27 points in front of Gotards. Gotards right now P4. He is showing some great pace though, but he does have a penalty, and compared to other tires, not many people compared to other leagues, not many people have penalties here. It's going to be Roscoe with 9 seconds, Reezy with 12 seconds as he crashed into the barrier. He found himself in P1 after the safety car restart, and now he finds himself last of the grid, so I'm not quite sure if that hard strategy was a great strategy. You know, he stayed on the hard tires for as long as he could, and then he was first, of course, but you haven't made a pit stop yet, so yeah, it wasn't really great. Gotards right now finds himself in P3. He made a little bit of a distance between himself and Samilaras. Temp Shadow finds himself in P1, and I'm not quite sure where Metaxakis is. Metaxakis came into the pits. I think he has front wing damage, and also a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so that's not very great for the Greek driver. Very unfortunate, as there is coming another driver into the pits. I think it's Double Cream Cat, and also Reese is coming into the pits, so I think those drivers are gonna try and get a fastest lap attempt here. And is there a safety car? Oh man, there's another safety car. There's 4 safety cars in one race. This is a joke, man. And nobody has even DNF'd, so I'm not quite sure what big of a deal this is, but so yeah, there's another 7 laps to go as the drivers are coming across the line right now. And yeah, I found the Silverstone Grand Prix way more interesting than this one, because I mean, there's a safety car every 5 laps, and that's not really nice to watch, is it? Wait, I'm gonna do the calculations. 30, that's maybe 8 laps, 7 laps between each safety car. 4 laps, wait, 4 safety cars, so 30, that's 7.5 laps in between each safety car. So 7.5 laps it takes for people to have a serious incident. I mean, come on, guys. 4 safety cars, that's the most I've ever had. A lot of leagues have had like 3 safety cars and like 2 virtual safety cars. No, we have 4 safety cars. Yeah. Oh, and the safety car is coming into this lap. Okay, that's great, because I mean there wasn't any serious damage, so I mean, someone has caused some safety cars to get closer to the other drivers. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, they're coming across this third sector as the safety car is trying to come into the pits. Temp Shadow is really warming up his tires, and I do think he's gonna have a big difference between himself and Bilton Matt because he's on the medium tires. Gotar's right now in P3. Is he gonna make a move work on Bilton Matt? Temp Shadow is going quite early onto the power. And he has already made up a difference of 9/10. Gotards is quite close. Let's have a look what he's going to be able to do. Is there anyone else close enough to make the move work? I don't think there is, as we don't see any position changes yet. So we're going to have a look at Gotards. Is he going to come any closer? I don't think he is. DRS hasn't been enabled yet. But if we look at the DRS state of every driver in the top 3, it seems like Gotards is having the most ERS right now. He has a 3-second penalty, so that's not very beneficial, but he might have enough time to make some distance between himself, maybe MUFC Timmy, maybe Sami Laras, maybe Steve Penny, and if he doesn't, he's gonna end up in P6, and all those drivers are gonna switch one position. So Gotards right now 3/10 behind Bilton Matt, Steve Penny with a 3-second penalty, so that's very beneficial for Gotards at the moment. And there is another yellow flag. Let's have a look who that is. I think it's Metaxakis. I hope he didn't try to cause another safety car, because that didn't really work. But right now it's Sami Laras. He's really losing a little time compared to him. Well, compared to MUFC Timmy. And he's already 1.3 seconds behind, so that's not great for him. It is great for Gotards, as he finds himself very close to Bilton Matt. Does he have a better traction? He doesn't actually. Very unfortunate for him, but he's gonna try and make the move work. MUFC Timmy, who doesn't have any ERS left, so I don't think he's gonna make the move work. Gotards, he is taking that curb right there, but I think you lose quite a bit of time taking that curb. So Gotards, if you're listening to the stream, please do not take that curb, because you will lose a lot of time compared to Bilton Matt, who is not taking that curb. Bilton Matt right now already 1.9 seconds behind Temp Shadow, so Temp Shadow is really on a steamer right now. It seems like he is driving a Beamer. Haha, little word joke, you know, steamer, Beamer. Yeah, my apologies. That's late night Thomas coming in play. So yeah, Bilton Matt right now 2.5 seconds. Gotards, he has the DRS, he has the ERS. Metaxakis has the fastest lap, and is he gonna make the move work? He isn't. Make sure to brake on time. He actually is. He's gonna have a little bit of a touch on Bilton Matt's nose at the back. That's not really a nose, that's your back. I know, guys. So yeah, Gotards had the DRS here, but didn't really work out. MUFC Timmy is gonna try and make the move work on Gotards, as he is having a little bit of more traction coming out of that corner. Is he gonna try and make the move stick? He actually is, and all he has to do is just stick behind him, and he will have a podium for sure, because Gotards has 3 seconds, and MUFC Timmy has to try to not get any penalties. That's just basically it. Sami Laras neither. If he is keeping it clean with his penalties, he's not gonna have any well, he's gonna win one position on Gotards. So yeah, Gotards right now virtually P5, but of course that depends on where he ends on the podium, where he ends on the finish line. Double Cream Cat with a 3-second penalty. And Spidey Maw, despite his good result at the middle of the race, he is really P10 right now, which isn't really great. Gotards has lost a few positions to MUFC Timmy. Well, lost one position actually to MUFC Timmy, which is quite unfortunate. But I mean, he had the 3 seconds anyways, so that doesn't really matter. It's Sami Laras right now. He's gonna try and set his car up for a move on Gotards. And then we're gonna have a better look at MUFC Timmy and Built and Matt, who are having a battle right now. MUFC Timmy, is he gonna make the move stick on the inside? He is going to do it because Built and Matt is holding his car back from that move, that defend actually. And yeah, he's just gonna try and get the DRS here on this straight and maybe keep his car behind, because then he will have DRS on the main straight. In my opinion, that's the second straight of the circuit, this one. And it's basically, it's a very long straight, you know, you have so much DRS overtaking opportunities. And MUFC Timmy doesn't have any ERS left, and neither does Built and Matt, neither does Gotards, and neither does Sami Laras. So I think none of the drivers have done a good job managing their ERS, and it's gonna come down to racing now, because I mean the ERS can't help him anymore. And yeah, they just have to keep it clean, because like we saw last race, I think it was who crashed in the last few corners. I'm not quite sure who crashed in the last few. I think it was Reezy who crashed in like lap 20. How many laps was it in Silverstone? 29. I think someone crashed in lap 29, and yeah, then your whole race has been for nothing, of course. And Mystery, yeah, I mean he has been there all race, all qualifying, and right now he finds himself in the pit lane DNF'd, and that's just unfortunate, because he has been doing some great results in the beginning of the season. Right now he is just not doing a great job at keeping his car on track. He wasn't doing a great job in Silverstone either. I mean, he made up a few positions, but not showing up last race really cost him his qualifying position, because he had to start from the back. So Thames right, and UFC Timmy has 3 seconds of penalties. So, ooh, and Sami Laras has made the move work on Gotards, and it's the last lap. So this is going to be a P1 for Thames Shadow, as he is going to come across the second sector line to go into the third line. Third sector, my apologies. MUFC Timmy right now. And does he make enough space between himself and Built and Matt? I don't think so. Depends on how many time Built and Matt is going to lose fighting Sami Laras here. He's going to make a move on the inside. He isn't going to make it work. So that's going to be P1 for Thames Shadow, P4 for MUFC Timmy, P2 for Built and Matt, and P3 for Sami Laras. This is going to be the rest of the grid. It's going to be Gotards P5, Hawk P6, Hawk P6, Hawk P6. He was one lap down the whole race, and right now he finds himself in P6. Absolutely amazing from Hawk, driver of the day. Of course, Thames Shadow, he started from P14, and I mean, he finished the race first, so that's always great to see, as he is coming out of the paddock right now, coming onto the podium. So yeah, of course, congratulations to everyone who has finished the race. It's not an easy track to finish the race on, because I mean, even if you're on medium tires, it's always slippery out there, and you have to keep full concentration, especially when it's 36 laps. So yeah, congratulations to everyone, and we're gonna set ourselves up for the interviews, as I'm not sure if anyone really wants to do an interview, because it's already quite late. It's been already 2 hours and 22 minutes into racing. So Thames Shadow P1, Built and Matt P2, Sami Laras P3, and then for the rest it's Mystery at the back. So yeah, I'm gonna get the thing for the interviews up, and we will be right back with you. Thank you very much. All right, guys, thank you for sticking. Currently, we've got podium finisher Sami Laras. Hey, Sami, how are you doing?
Hello once again,
Ye-
Thomas. I'm pretty good actually.
Okay, so yeah, tell us about your race. How did you think it went? Because I think you had a few crashes in the beginning of the race. You went from I think it was P3 or P5 after another amazing qualifying, back to P9. You made your way back up, and then I'm not sure what happened, and then you made it work actually coming back to P3 at the moment. So yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a crazy race, this one, because I got hit multiple times. Once it was from Thames, then it was from Fizzy, but none of the guys, it was not intentional. So I spun one time. I lost a lot of times with the hits and everything, but the strategy that I had in mind paid off. And Timmy, unfortunately for him, made me a big present for getting a 3-second penalty at the end of the race. So everything went on my way. I'm happy that it ended like this.
Yeah, of course. I think another guy who is going to be very happy is going to be Bilton Matt. Actually, Bilton, welcome. Well, Matt, actually, Bilton Matt. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
Well, I'm very good. Yourself?
Oh, I'm doing pretty all right. So yeah,
Good, good.
give us your view. You started on the soft tires. You're always a guy who is taking another strategy than anyone else, and yeah, it worked basically. You knew there was going to be a early safety car. What was your view on this strategy?
Yeah, I started on the softs hoping I could pit for the hards if there was an early safety car, but I unfortunately messed up my qualifying, which meant I had to use an extra set of softs in qualifying. So, because I did want to save two spare softs to go soft, hard, softs, but safety cars helped, and yeah, strategy was okay in the end, and very pleased with P2.
Yeah, of course, especially when things didn't really look that well after your pit stop at the beginning, because quite a few drivers were going on to no, not actually. A lot of drivers went into the pits. I think the first safety car. I'm not quite sure. A lot of drivers were onto the medium tires, and it didn't look very well. But at the end, the late safety car. Did you think that Gotards, who was actually having quite a bit of pressure on you, did he have anything to do with it? Well, did you think he was going to be able to overtake you, or wasn't he?
My setup was designed for a straight line speed, so I know if I could save ERS and keep him behind me into the corners and pull away in the traction zones, I'd have a good chance of keeping in front of him. But all credit to him, very very clean race from him. You know, no more than a second for 10 or 12 laps behind me and no contact whatsoever. So very very enjoyable race that one.
Yeah, it's always quite clean at the front. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, and I hope. Oh, we got Timmy coming into the stream. Timmy, do you want to add something to to your race? Because I mean, you haven't finished into the podium, but of course, P4 isn't that bad either. So yeah, give us your view.
I did all right actually. I would say I was, catching Matt at the end. I'd got to, well, the two races I had with Matt, we had a brilliant race, but it was just, went a bit wide on that last corner. Well, the first corner it was on the last lap, and obviously got the penalty, and it just, buggered my race up really. So, bit of luck there, and I would have been all right. Probably would have got P2.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Especially now you are in a big fight with Sami Laras for points, and really giving up a few points here because you lost that second position,
Yeah.
and also you lost last battle between yourself and Sami Lara. So yeah, you have lost around 10 points this race and
Yeah.
previous race. Very unfortunate. So
The
yeah,
table must be looking a bit close now.
yeah, indeed. Actually, I think I'm gonna get the table up real quick. Let's have a look. This is gonna be the table after not last week race, but the week before, and I think you have lost about points, and Thames has even come closer. So yeah, it's going to be even more close because Bilton Matt has already scored a few points extra. So yeah, you will be able to see the difference in points next week. And I thank you guys very much for joining this interview, and I will catch you guys next week.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you guys.
See you.
Have
Bye.
a great one. Bye bye. So yeah, guys, always lovely to hear these guys talk on stream. And this is the point where I'm gonna have to end the stream. Unfortunately, it's been quite a long stream, 2 hours and 30 minutes. So yeah, it's always good. We haven't lost any drops, any frames, so that's always great to see. As you guys will be able to see the stream back on YouTube in 14 days. Well, I'm gonna post it in like 3 or 4 days, but yeah, right now you will be able to see it on stream, and I thank you guys very much for joining the live stream. I hope you you liked it, and we're gonna be back for a stream next week. Peace out.